Hey BookTube, it's Fee, and today I am finally getting around to talking about Wheel of Time. I started rereading The Eye of the World last year after somebody commented and was like, hey, do Wheel of Time. I had a really hard time getting back into the series because the first 200 pages of this book are very, very slow. But I was surprised because even though this isn't the best thing I've ever read, now I'm hooked and I'm kind of in the middle of book 3, so I figured I need to catch up with the videos. Wheel of Time is a series by Robert Jordan, and it seems like everybody else on BookTube's already read it, but there is a TV show coming out on Amazon that everybody is super hyped about. And this is one of those series where there are 14 books. There are like 800 pages in each book, give or take. So it's very long, it's very epic, there's a lot of world building going on, and this story follows 3 guys from a town called the Two Rivers who are somehow the chosen ones. And they basically have to go and leave their village and go fight evil, and this is the start. I'm going to give a very quick spoiler-free review, and then I'm going to go into the more spoilery discussion type topics that I thought were interesting when I read this book. So I will give you a warning when I'm about to switch over to the spoilery stuff, just in case you want to read it before you hear me talk about it. One piece of criticism that this book has is that it's a Tolkien clone, and at the very beginning, like the first 150 pages, I can totally see where they're coming from. You have your magic-wielding puppet master, a king without a kingdom who's basically Aragorn, and 3 small-town boys who don't know what the heck they're doing. You also have a dark one who comes to the boys in their dreams, and then you also have the orcs, Trollocs, that are chasing them and trying to get the boys to come to the dark side. And yeah, I think we've all heard this story before. The 3 boys that are in the story, the main character is Rand, and he has his friends Matt and Perrin, who both seem to be special. They're all sort of born within a couple weeks of each other, and apparently the time of the person's birth, who's the chosen one, is very, very important. So we really don't know which one of them is the chosen one just yet. And at the very beginning of this book, it is very, very tropey. So we're sort of like, who's the chosen one? What's going on? Then you get about 200 pages in, and it just starts to subvert literally everything. Even though the story very closely follows these characters, you can tell that we're getting little bits of a much bigger world. There's a lot of world building, there's a lot of things going on, and it's sort of unfolding in front of us very, very slowly, like it's unfolding in front of the characters. Again, these are people who grew up in a small town, their world was very, very small, and now they're realizing that they can't just stay in their village and they have to participate in the bigger things that are going on in this world. I thought that was a really interesting way to go about it, and this is a book where I didn't really feel like it was very info-dumpy because we were learning information as the characters were learning it. There was a time and a place to learn it. There was a good reason for whatever they were talking about at the time to be spoken of, and I thought that the author really handled that well. Even though the first 200 pages were very painful for me to get through, I am thoroughly enjoying myself. I'm kind of in the middle of book 3 right now, and I definitely needed to catch up on my videos. So if you were thinking about giving Wheel of Time a try and starting with The Eye of the World, which is book 1, ignore the other 13 books for now, just focus on this one, then I highly suggest that you go ahead and pick it up and give it a shot. So this is the point in the video where if you don't want spoilers, please go away. If you'd like to leave me a like or subscribe to my channel so that we can do the Wheel of Time thing together, totally do that. And I will see you next time. Are they gone? Good. Moiraine as a character is very, very interesting. She's definitely powerful. She definitely seems like she wants to help Rand and Perrin and Matt, but she's also scary. Like, when she destroys the ferry system thing in order to get away from the Trollocs and sort of put some more ground in between them and the guys that are trying to chase them, that was scary. It's like, oh, if she's not on your side, she's going to mess your stuff up. And yeah, she's not somebody that I would want to piss off, personally. Near the end of the book, there was what I think is insta-love between Nynaeve and Lan, and that just kind of felt weird just because of the big age difference. I'm not sure how that's gonna come into play now that Nynaeve is sort of on track to become an Aes Sedai. They're kind of ageless, and so I guess that'll matter less. Plus, Lan doesn't seem like a pervy guy who just goes after younger girls. I think that if he's ever going to settle down with somebody or ever invest time into spending a lot of time with somebody, it's going to be based on respect and admiration and, you know, all the good things. Even though it's kind of creepy, I'm going to try to give it a try, I guess. Basically, give the plot a chance to do what it's going to do and see if I can handle it. I definitely came out of this book with the feeling that Rand is the chosen one, and he's definitely in denial about it. I know that we're supposed to be like, oh, is it Matt or is it Perrin? But I definitely felt that coming out of this book that it was Rand. After all, he's sort of like the main character of the main cast of characters, so why are we following him if he's not the special one? Matt's kind of a dumbass. I want to like him. I understand he's probably going to provide some sort of comic relief in the rest of the series, or give us some morally gray character with the whole, like, being tainted by the dagger from Shatter Logoth. But he kind of came off to me, at least, as being stupid, and he's the friend that drinks too much at the bar, and you're like, dude, what are you doing? And you just have to babysit them the rest of the time. So I'm looking forward to see what happens with his character. And Perrin, like, I like Perrin. I like him a lot. He's not my favorite character in the series, but I can definitely see he has a good head on his shoulders. He definitely seems like there's going to be more to him with the whole, like, wolf thing. And I don't know if this is going to add more trouble or if he's just going to be a really strong, like, auxiliary character. But I'm interested to see where his story goes. And then finally, with the whole Egwene thing, Egwene seems like another Chosen One character, to be completely honest. Like, she's supposed to be very, very powerful. I know that Nynaeve is also supposed to be very, very powerful, and that's why they're going to Tar Valon. But I definitely think that there's going to be some sort of romantic problems between Egwene and Rand, just because they were supposed to be promised to each other in childhood, or basically all but engaged at this point. And life is just, like, sending them on a completely different course, and there's going to be drama there. There is going to be things that we can explore, and I'm just ready for it. If you've seen other videos on my channel, you know that I really, really like to do fan theories and try to figure out what's going on next. But I don't think that there's a lot that I can do with what we got in The Eye of the World. I think that I need to know a lot more about the world and sort of how all the politics come into play. Basically, at this point, I know that that stuff is going to come into play, but I just don't know how. And that just made me feel really uncomfortable, which is why I jumped into The Great Hunt, which is the second book in the series, pretty quickly after I finished the first one. If you like what I do, please hit the subscribe button and join the Cap Nation. We'd love to have you. I'm going through the Wheel of Time series right now, and there's not going to be like a weekly Wheel of Time video, but it's definitely a series that I'm going to continue doing on this channel. If you have anything you want to discuss in the comments, like, tell me down below. Those are super fun to discuss with y'all. And if you think that I suck at this whole booktube thing, leave me a comment down below, and I'll try to suck better next time. Bye.